Good evening, class.
Good evening, sir.
So, class, tonight I'm gonna discuss to you a new lesson for contemporary work, which is the GALLEON train.
Good evening, sir. Sorry I'm late.
Good evening. As I was saying, GALLEON train is the biggest contributor in the late eras, 16th century eras, and it has the longest shipping line with a record of 250 years. It all started in 1681. In the 16th century, there were two European powers colonizing the globe. One was Portugal and the other was Spain. Both nations signed the Treaty of Zaragoza in 1589, which allowed Portugal to claim the Spice Islands, while Spain was given the Philippines. With this, the Spanish sent their ships eastwards to the Americas, starting in 1565, to transport goods accumulated at Manila from across Asia to the Americas and then to Spain. Annually, these ships arrived at Acapulco in the Pacific coast of what is today Mexico and which was then part of the Spanish Empire. These ships became known as the Manila Galleons to the British. Meanwhile, the Spanish referred to them as Naos de China or Chinese ships. These Manila Galleons carried cargo like rolls of silk, Chinese porcelain, Persian carpets, jewelry, medicines, and rolls of Indian cotton cloth. There were exotic spices like cinnamon, clove, mace and pepper, and perfumes like musk. There was always a quantity of gemstones, uncut precious stones, and Chinese gold bullion, and often a number of slaves too. Fun fact, the precious cargo was stored below decks in galleons that could weigh up to 2,000 tons, which is equivalent to 13 adult blue whales. The voyage of the galleons from the Philippine Islands to America was a dreadful one. Generally, it took 4 or 8 months, depending on wind and sea conditions. The galleons carried around 40 paying passengers as well as cargo. With a poor diet and disease rife, it was not uncommon for 50 to 150 persons to die at sea during the voyage. At the end of the voyage, the cargoes were unloaded into the Acapulco storehouses. Officially, the goods could only be sold in Mexico, but traders did re-export what they could get away with. Merchants made anywhere from 150 to 200% profit on their investment, where the Spanish crown received a cut of the trade. A galleon returns to the Philippines, carrying up to 3 million silver pesos to buy goods to fill up the hold again. The galleons typically left Acapulco in March or April, and used the trade winds to reach Guam and then the Philippines. The Manila galleons remained vital to Spain's trade within its empire until around 1785. The galleons continued to regularly sail for Mexico until 1811, when Mexican rebels took control of Acapulco. The Manila galleons of the Spanish Empire have certainly played a part in transporting goods and ideas from one culture to another, and had even been responsible for the significant movement of populations. By the 19th century, though, they had become a part of maritime history as the galleon trade ended in 1815, a few years before Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1820.